Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear learners, how are you all? I hope you all are well and you all are safe and free from coronavirus. Dear learners, today we are going to learn a new topic. Before starting the topic, I am asking you a question. Try to answer the question. What do we use before a noun to identify the noun as definite or indefinite? The answer is obviously article. So dear learners, our today's lesson is article. Dear learners, look at the board. There are two kinds of articles. They are number one, definite article. Number two, indefinite article. Dear learners, definite article is the and indefinite article a and an. Dear learners, now we are going to discuss the use and rules of using article in different situation. Dear learners, you should keep in mind that article is used before a parts of speech, and that is certainly noun. That means we must use article before a noun to describe the noun if it is definite or indefinite. So, let's discuss the rules of article. At first, we must know article is used dear learners, basically articles are used on the basis of sound. There are two kinds of sounds, vowel sound and consonant sound. Here you must know, before a vowel sound we must use article an, and before consonant sound we must use article a. So now we are discussing about it. Vowel sound. Do you know what is vowel sound? If there is the 5 sound or 5 letter A. Okay, dear learners, here I have written 5 letter of English alphabet A, E, I, O, U. These 5 sounds are called vowel sounds. And if we get these 5 letters at the beginning of any English word, before the English word we must use article an. Let's take an example. An apple. An orange. An umbrella. Look at the 3 words here, A, O, U. All these sounds are vowel. So before these words we must use article an. Dear learners, look at the board. There are some letters of English alphabet: B, D, C, G, etc. All these letters denotes consonant sound. So before consonant sound we must use article A. Example: bed. So at the beginning of the word bed there is a consonant sound and it is B. So before the word we must use article A. Dog. Here at the beginning of the word there is a letter D and D denotes consonant sound. So we must use article A. Cat. A. Goat. A goat. A bed. A dog. A cat and a goat. All these sounds are consonant sounds. So before consonant sound we have used article A. Dear learners, our next rule: if we get the letter A's before any word, here we must analyze the sound of A's. A's sound. If the sound or pronunciation of A's is like A's, before the word we must use A. Example: a horse, a house. But sometimes is pronounced as vowel sound, and then we must use article N. Example: hour. Here H is pronounced as vowel A or O. Hour. H is not pronounced as H. So before the word we must use article N. Honest man. Here is not used as is. It is used as a vowel sound. So before this word we must use N. Dear learners, our next rule: if we get at the beginning of any word E or U, E or U or EU. If we get all these letters at the beginning of any word, here we must analyze the pronunciation or the sound of these words: vowel sound or consonant sound. On the base of vowel sound and consonant sound, we must use article A or N. So if the sounds of these words, that means the pronunciation of E, U or EU is like U, then we must use A before the word. Example: European. Here we have got this word European. EU are pronounced as U. So we must use A. University. Here we must use A university. A uniform. A uniform. So, dear learners, it is clear to us that if we found these words EU or EU and if they are pronounced like U sound, then we must use A before the word. Dear learners, if we get a vowel sound O at the beginning of any word, that is, if we get a word one, O-N-E, one, the pronunciation is one. Only one word and it is one. Before the word on, we must use A. Example, he is on it man. Here, after blank, there is a word on. Only this word on, we must use article A, not an. We must use article A before the word on. Okay, dear students, our next rule. Dear learners, if we get some abbreviation, there are some abbreviations, that means short form of any large word. This is called abbreviation. Before abbreviation, if the abbreviation is pronounced as vowel sound, according to the vowel sound, we must use article N. Example, MBBH. It is an abbreviation, MBBH. M. This is vowel sound. Vowel sound. MBBS. Here we can get a vowel sound A. So before this word we must use an MBBS. MA. Abbreviation. Before the word we must use N. FRCS. FRCS. So we must use N. Sometimes exclamatory sentence we have to express or denote exclamation. To express exclamation we must use some word as like how, hot. So to denote exclamation how and hot, we must use article A. Example, hot a nice bird it is. Here hot, after hot we must use article A. Hot a lot. Here we must use article A. In English sentence sometimes we found two words many and such. If we get singular noun after the two words many and such, here we can use article A. Example, many dash boy was present. Here look at many, then gave and boy. Boy is a singular noun, singular common noun. So here we can use article a. Next example. I want such dash pen. Here after the word such is blank and after blank a common noun pen. So we can use article a. Our next rule, dear learners, there are some phrase words, some phrase in English, and before these phrase we must use article a. Example, in a body, in a nutshell, in a hurry. Some phrase like this, if we get this phrase, we must use a in this phrase. Okay, dear learners, today we have learned where we can use article a and an. So we shall practice in our home this article, and our next class we shall discuss the use of the. So dear learners, I will give you a homework. Describe the use of article a and an. That means, I repeat, you should memorize the rules of article a and an. So your homework is describe the use of indefinite article. Okay, dear learners, this is up to this. Thank you all. Thank you very much.